There's a duck and a bear and a frog down there. Draw Your Own Adventure. This is a book by Chloe Rose, who is of course the creator of Chloe Rose Art. If you have any interest in art at all on YouTube, you will have come across one of Chloe Rose's videos. I've watched them for a long time and I really enjoy them. And I'm not usually a prompt book kind of gal, but I wanted to try this one because Chloe always makes me smile in her videos and I thought this book would do the same. Let's have a look inside. Be-doo-doo, it's yellow. Yellow is one of my favourite colours. That's all I have to say about that. Draw Your Own Adventure. Information. So this is an activity book with prompts and challenges to jumpstart your creativity. Sounds good. So this is the introduction, which brings us into the book and tells us a little bit about what we have in store. It says, for thousands of years, artists have abandoned their sketches. Incomplete artwork and doodles are left to collect dust, creative potential with nowhere to go. These incomplete drawings get sent to the lost sketches realm, and if you aren't careful, you may find yourself drawn to its doorways. These doorways are sometimes disguised as a simple sketchbook, and the only way to escape it is to complete it. You have been warned. So that's the general setup of the book, and we open it up to the first page. I'm not going to complete this one because this book, there is a lot to do in here. So I am not going to do it chronologically. I'm just going to pick out some bits that I like the look of today, that I feel in the mood for. I'm in the mood for this dude. I'm just going to see what takes my fancy, really. I'm definitely going to do one of these Swirly Whirlies, but I will say, just looking at this one, the shapes of these instantly make me think of Will-o'-the-Wisp, that old retro TV children's cartoon. The Wisp was voiced by Kenneth Williams. That is really going to date me. That's all I can see and indeed hear. I think because I've got that so strongly in my head on that one, I'm not going to do this one yet. I'll do one of the other swirlies. This book is set up as a story and I really like that. If you want to work through and follow that along, you have that option. But also, if you're like me and you want to hop around, the prompts are individual enough to allow for it. This one looks quite pleasant. Ahead of you, an orchard appears just like the one on the map, but the trees are empty. Fill the orchard with different fruits. Oh, look, it belongs to Pauline. Well, Pauline, I don't care what you've planted. I'm gonna put all kinds of things on this little doo-doo. Doo-doo? I don't care whether or not it grows on a tree. I'm gonna just put some random fruits on, and these are gonna be giant raspberries. Yes. Pauline the purple panda sitting in an orchard. What fruit would Pauline the purple panda want to eat today out of her marvellously fruitful orchard? So this is Pauline. She's sitting just, perusing her orchard, enjoying the view. I really enjoyed doing that one. That was really nice, and it feels nice and colourful and serene, even though it's a little bit all over the place. This grumpy fellow has been calling to me, and we are going to put a crown on it. Draw me a crown while you're at it. Yes, that's my frog voice. Let's do quite a big crown. Oh, I know, he should have a water lily kind of crown. It's not the most original, but like at the same time, it makes sense. And I can't really think what water lilies look like. So we're just going to make up a kind of leafy crown. Yes. I'm keeping this crown pretty simple and using a gold ballpoint pen to give it some shine. And while I'm doing this, I just wanted to ask you, do you like using prompt books? Are they your cup of tea? Let me know how you use them in the comments because I'd love to know. As I said at the start of the video, they have not been an obvious go-to for me. However, I think books often find us when we need them. It had only just been released when I found myself wading through a personal sadness. And I know these feelings will be with me for a long while yet. And for the last month, my mind has been feeling very spaced out. It's amazing though how creativity can keep us company and can still show up in the strangest of times to help us process our emotions. This book called to me because it felt like an easy way to create and I could bring it inside of the bubble that I seem to be in. In the moments when my brain is finding it hard to focus, I can find a page in here and let it tell me where it wants to go. This is also why I'm jumping around the book rather than taking each page in order. There are some prompts, like the first book page, which I feel I want to really take my time on when I'm in a quieter, more reflective mood. Today I just didn't feel like I had that capacity, but instead other shorter prompts are giving me the chance to create without going so deep. Alright, I think that's quite sweet. Got a little bit of bling going on. What an angry frog. I feel like I could do a lot more with him, like colour it in and everything, but I think I might colour him in later. For now, his crown is looking very nice on his head, so I think I might leave him there. Okay, this one is one of the swirlies where you can draw in whatever you like in the swirls and patterns. And this one does say, make shapes and patterns with a white gel pen or crayon. So I have my jelly roll pen. I'm just gonna doodle, doodly doodle. I really enjoyed doing this one actually. I just love black and white stuff. It's so nice to draw on black. I just always really enjoy it for some reason. I kind of went with this one being a sort of ghosty because it's going ooh, ooh, ooh on this end, but then also it's kind of giving birth to a baby ghosty over in its bottom. I don't know what that's all about anyway, but it's that's what's going on here. And then over here there was this one sort of turned into a little bird. Can you see the little bird with the eye and the beak and the wing? That one was quite nice. And then over here this one felt like a kind of cat shape, so it kind of went into that sort of thing with its little tail. That's that one. I really enjoyed that one. Okay, so what shall we do last? There's so many cool things to do. Oh yes, this one looks good. This is inside the door. You find a spooky looking staircase, add some cobwebs and make the stairs look creepier. The thing that would make it really creepy for me is having a giant spider coming over the side, but I don't want to draw it. I just don't want to draw it. Something that freaks me out when I see it is the face of Auntie Whispers over the garden wall. The eyes, already so creepy. Gee whiz. As you can see, there are lots of different prompt pages to try out, and some suggest particular materials to use on them, but of course you can use whatever you have to hand. Just to note, Chloe has mentioned herself that marker pens do bleed through on this paper, so I'm avoiding those today. She did say paint pens work fine though, but I forgot to try those in this session. In this last one, I decided to try some watercolours out just because I felt like painting. I expected the water to seep through the paper, and it did. It just kind of sank in blotches, but that's okay. In some ways, it added a bit of spooky texture. The bleed through is there, but not as much as expected. So while this is drying, what shall I put in here? What do I find creepy? I know, this isn't going to creep anyone else out, I don't think, but one of the things I find most creepy is rooting potatoes. When they've got like these bulbous kind of rooty bits coming out, I can't even like draw it properly, but like, ooh. It doesn't look like anything, but you know what? Do you know what I mean? I love a potato, but when they start rooting, it just reminds me that they're alive and they're still growing, and then it freaks me out because I feel like I shouldn't eat it. Rooty potato. That's what's going to be on my creepy thing there. Sadly, by the end of this one, my camera batteries had given up, but I really didn't want to stop, so I carried on, but you really didn't miss much. I essentially just coloured over some areas with pencils and added some cobwebs with pen. I ended up with this funny thing. Probably only creepy to me, but ain't that just the way? Anywho, thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed some of it, maybe even all of it. If you made it this far, please do consider clicking the like button, as it really helps me out, and let me know whether potato eyes weird you out too, or whether I'm an oddity. Big thanks to Chloe for creating this book. I am going to enjoy drawing my way through it in my own special haphazard way, and it has certainly brought me the smiles today. Stay curious, keep making happy, and I'll see you next time.